Have you ever stopped to wonder why cities are always competing with each other on the world stage? It's like this constant battle for attention. Well, today we're going to decode the secret language they use and figure out the real reasons behind all their global ambitions.
I mean, think about it. Why do cities pour billions into these flashy new museums or practically go to war to host the Olympics? It's this non-stop race for cultural bragging rights. But what are they really after? What's the real prize here?
You see, this whole thing is a super high-stakes game. It's a global race for status and for influence. And to really understand the rules, the answer, well, it's not where you'd expect to find it.
What if I told you the key to understanding all of this is actually hidden in a novel that's 100 years old, a book about small-town America, of all things? I know it sounds a little crazy, but stick with me, because the connection is absolutely brilliant.
Yet we're turning to the American author Sinclair Lewis. His classic novels from the 1920s, Main Street and Babbitt, with these incredibly sharp critiques of ambition and status. And it turns out they're also the perfect playbook for how cities operate in the 21st century.
So, the official story you always hear about city diplomacy is all about goodwill. You hear about sister city programs, cultural exchanges. All of it is designed to foster mutual understanding. It sounds so nice and altruistic, right?
But Sinclair Lewis? Oh, he cut right through all that noise. In his book, Main Street, he wrote that the real goal wasn't just making friends, it was fame. Or, as he put it, an efficient and modern variety of fame, which is known as publicity. That one word, publicity, it changes everything.
And that's the core idea here. These cultural relationships between cities are very rarely just about being nice. They're actually driven by a really calculated pursuit of publicity, status, and, cold, hard capital.
So let's just break down the real drivers. First, culture is used to serve local interests, to boost the economy. Then, it's used to climb the ladder of global prestige. That publicity then helps convert what we call cultural capital, art, architecture, cool events, into actual tourist dollars and investment.
What's just amazing is how little this game has actually changed in 100 years. I mean, the words are different, the language has been updated, but the strategy, it's basically identical.
Back in the 1920s, they called it boosterism, just energetically, loudly promoting your town. Fast forward to today, and we call it city branding. But honestly, whether you call it boosterism or branding, it's the exact same thing, a self-interested push to raise a city's status and, of course, its bottom line. And this is where it gets really good. In his next novel, Babbitt, Sinclair Lewis has a character just lay out the entire strategy with stunning clarity. He basically gives away the whole playbook. The language here is just so telling. Capitalize culture. I mean, he says it right there. Treat culture like an asset, something you invest in. And the example he uses, a world-beating symphony orchestra. That's the perfect symbol. It's not just about a love of music. It's a strategic weapon for getting publicity and status. Now, this isn't just some dusty old literary curiosity. This exact logic is being used by city leaders all over the world right now as we speak. Let's look at a really powerful modern example. So check this out. In the city of Datong, China, a mayor named Gang Yanbo pushed to reconstruct the city's ancient walls. And his reasoning? It was pure Babbitt. He said people remember Paris or Rome for their culture, not for their GDP. His goal was to pump up Datong's cultural capital and put it on the global map. He was literally capitalizing culture. So why does a 100-year-old novel matter so much today? It matters because it gives us this incredibly powerful new lens. It helps us to code the world around us and see the hidden motivations behind all these massive civic projects. Here's a simple little framework this gives us. First, always look past the official story. The one about goodwill and friendship. Second, ask what the real goals are. Is it really about publicity, status, or just money? And third, start to see when culture is being used as a strategic tool to get those things. So, the big takeaway here is that none of this is new. The technology has changed for sure, and the scale is way bigger. But this game of using culture to get status and capital, it's been played for at least a century. Sinclair Lewis just happened to be the guy who wrote down the rules. So the next time you see your city announce some grand new museum or a big shiny piece of architecture, just ask yourself this one question. Is this really for culture? Or is it for capital? Thanks for watching.